Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Paul Zachary Shelton Jr. And today I want to talk to you about a couple topics, give you a couple updates about the economic stimulus and let you know why I think the second economic stimulus will be coming. I know the timeline is in between July and August, but that may be expedited. I'm going to talk about all of that coming up next. Hello everyone again, my name is Paul Zachary Shelton Jr. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Warwick Shore Advisors. We are a wealth and investment management firm located in Orlando, Florida with clients all across the United States. If this is your first time coming to my channel or seeing one of my videos, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. Please ring the bell so that you can get an update each time I upload a new video. Also, please give me a couple thumbs up, let the thumbs rise. Please like and share this video to help me increase the financial literacy of our globe. So today I'm gonna have a quick video. I want to talk to you about something very specific. I received a couple questions and it's about people that still have not received their economic stimulus payment under the CARES Act, which there is still some people out there. It's estimated about 7 million people are still waiting and haven't received it. A large chunk of people that haven't received it are still classified as eligible are people that are homeless right now. But for those that have not received it yet, I had a couple questions about someone that's on SSI that has a representative payee and feels like they meet all the eligibility requirements but haven't received it. I will advise you to always check everything first. Always check all your eligibility requirements. Make sure you don't have, you weren't claimed on the tax return or anything like that. And if everything checks out or you feel it checks out on your end, reach out to the IRS directly. I know I've left the number below several times, but the number for the IRS economic stimulus or economic impact hotline is the 1-800-919-9835. I'll leave that number below again in the description. So if you haven't received it, please reach out to them directly. The second thing I got questions on is about people that have filed their tax returns this year, but before the pandemic hit, and they filed it by paper. Now, only about 10% of citizens of this country filed by paper this year. So this doesn't cover a wide swath of people, but there are a handful of people out there that did file by paper for whatever the reason may be. You're required to do so. And it still says processing. And you're curious about when you're going to receive your economic impact payment because the payment, it is still processing. So what the IRS has posted on their website in the last week is that they are doing their best to process all the electronic payments, and they're still processing electronic payments even though the filing deadline is not until July 15th, and then most than likely have slowed down. We'll see another spike of people filing around the 15th of July. But hang in there. They're not up to full capacity. They're slowly opening, but they're more so concerned about the wealth and health care of their employees. And from what their website says and from what people say, it seems like they're nervous to really touch envelopes because they're really not sure how the virus is and if something was mailed out before, if the virus was contaminated by the mail carrier or someone in office at the IRS office or somewhere else. They don't want to open it up. So I don't know exactly where everything is sitting, if it's sitting somewhere in a separate room or on a shelf or in a case in a vault or whatever. But as of right now, they are just not touching, the paper tax returns. So you'll just have to wait for the refund and for the economic impact payment. They do advise on their website that if you're waiting for your refund or the impact payment, either one of those, to not write them and not really to contact them regarding that, because it just has to go through process and they won't be able to give you an answer via mail or over the phone. You can try to reach out to them to the economic impact hotline number, but it's very possible that if it's in processing, they're going to wait for that to process. The other thing they advise on is not to file an electronic tax return. So if you sent in a paper return, don't go back and file an electronic return thinking that it's going to expedite the system. They're saying that it won't, and it's going to cause things to be convoluted and could screw up your return and your refund. And more than likely they'll look at it as a possible fraudulent attempt, and you don't want anything like that. No one wants anything like that, especially now. So don't file a second return. The next thing I want to talk to you about is what the Federal Reserve did on yesterday. So the Federal Reserve yesterday evening came out and they said they're going to start buying corporate bonds in the open market, in the open trading market, stock market. You know, that's what I do, what my wheelhouse is. And the reason why this is important is because this is at least the third time right now that the Federal Reserve has bailed out the stock market, or bailed out investors, I should say, which leads me to believe that there will be another economic stimulus. Now, no one has a crystal ball and can say for sure when it will happen, but what we have seen recently is President Trump is now getting on board with another stimulus, and he wants something else to be out there. It is an election season. History shows us that presidents are not re-elected for a second term if they fall into a recession. That's just what history says, no matter what side of the fence you're on as a Democrat or Republican, independent. That's just history. So with history being that nature and the nature of the beast, it's more than likely that he's going to be highly encouraging when it comes to Congress, you know, pushing forward another economic stimulus plan, because that keeps the economy afloat. That keeps economic data positive, such as the jobs rate going in the right direction, such as consumer sentiment, meaning people have more confidence about their pay, their income, so they're out spending money, they're out going to the stores, going to restaurants, they're investing in the stock market through Robinhood and all the different places that are mentioned before, and is driving economic activity. So for that reason, I believe that this is another shoe in the bookcase that will allow the Federal Reserve and allow Congress to go ahead and say, hey, we bailed out Wall Street again. We've given more money to Wall Street again. We need to do something for our citizens. I know there's a lot of petitions out there regarding that, and a lot of petitions asking for the White House to go ahead and do something regarding another stimulus round for everyone. So very possible that we may see it sooner than later. As of right now, the timeline is between the end of July and early August, when the Senate said that they're going to start moving forward to talk and have serious conversations about drafting the bill to bring it forth for vote in both the Senate, the House, and get it signed by the President in the White House. I really believe that something may happen quicker than that, especially in 2 weeks' time if we see that the jobs number for the month of June does not increase, meaning that we did not have more jobs created than more jobs lost. So if we have a situation where we don't have a gain in jobs or a gain in employment or a loss in unemployment, then we will more than likely have another round of economic stimulus payments that would come to the table and come quickly. Now, if something is moved forward on and voted on quickly, it will more than likely be something in the range of what the HEROES Act has already put forth, and that's the $1,200 payments for all adults in the household, and I should say in the dependents, so for everyone, adults and dependents, and the dependents are expanded. It's not just those that are 16 and under, but it's those that are 17 and over as well. So more than likely it will be something similar to that, because that framework is already in place. The Senate hasn't really come forth with a draft of what a bill would look like. There are a lot of senators out there that says we would want this in there, we would want protection from litigation for certain offices and things of that nature, which is important. Others have said, like Senator Harris, she still wants the $2,000 per month for each individual citizen in this country. That one is not garnering a lot of steam anymore, but it is still a possibility. It's still out there. And if we see a situation where our economic situation turns and moves the opposite direction of where it's moving now, especially as we're starting to see more and more cases of the coronavirus pop up across the country, it is very possible that we will have another stimulus that will come about. I mean, as it is right now, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen significant spikes and new hot spots that have been created. It was the hot spots earlier were in New York and the Northeast, the tri-state area. As of right now, it's the Southeast, in the South portion of the country, including the Southwest, Texas, Arizona, and Florida. All those areas are starting to really pop up. And those are the areas that opened up quicker than some of the other states, such as New York, which is now getting back to phase one and starting to open up. So it still stands to see what will take place. One thing that was very interesting that was noted, and I saw in the data today, was that a lot of the new cases of the coronavirus haven't been located in areas where there was a lot of rioting and a lot of protests over George Floyd's murder. That's very significant. They said that, with all those people together, they were expecting significant spikes of coronavirus cases in those areas. That hasn't been the case because many people in the protests did have on masks, even though they were not socially distant or physically distant. They did have on masks and they did take precautions to protect themselves. I imagine there were some people there, if they were contaminated, they did spread the virus. But it's interesting to see that large bodies and large groups of people in that nature did not cause a spike in that. So what we're seeing is hotspots of organic growth of the virus, which is something that is not good. And I promise you, the science industry, medical industry, and the financial industry are paying attention to that right now. So if those three industries are paying attention to that, Congress and the White House is paying attention to it as well. And that will help, steam and provide steam for another economic stimulus moving forward. If this is your first time coming to my channel, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. Please ring the bell so that you can get an update each time I upload a new video. And lastly, please give me a thumbs up. Please like this video. Please share this video to help me increase the financial literacy of our globe. Thank you so much and have a great day.